For so long, y'all, I thought that I had wasted too much time. I thought that certain things were only supposed to happen during certain times of my life. And I felt like, well, since I didn't do them then, they're just not going to happen. I blew my chances. And over the last few months, God has shown me that that is not the case. God restores time. It's never too late. And just because you didn't do it at the time that you thought it was supposed to happen in your life doesn't mean that it can't happen. And I don't care how long you feel like you wasted, things can still happen for you. It's never too late. There's not enough time that you've wasted that God cannot restore. Don't let them tell you that since you didn't do it then that you can't do it at all and you blew your chances. Since you've been in that thought process or that cycle or that relationship or that job, that it's too late to get up and start over. You can start over at any time, any moment, however you want, whenever you want. God is a restorer. Now, I'm not saying continue to waste time because you just know God is going to restore it. But what I am saying is it's never too late.
If you didn't make it in your 20s, you can make it in your 30s. And if you didn't make it in your 30s, you can make it in your 40s. And if you didn't make it in your 40s, you can make it in your 50s. And just remember Grandma Moses. She was a painter. And she didn't start painting until, I think, in her 80s. And one of the most prolific painters.
It's never too late.
Never too late.
Never
So have fun. That's what it's all about.
Hey She Risers, welcome to the channel. My name is Jaslyn, and today I want to talk about something that's been heavy on my heart, and that's that it's never too late to start. It's not ever too late to start chasing your dreams or to transform your life. I don't care what anyone says, age, timing, or how far you've fallen. It doesn't matter. If there's something in your soul that's calling you, it's for a reason. And it's not too late to answer that call. Transformation can happen at any stage in your life. You just have to make the decision to begin it. Remember, there's no timeline for success, just your own journey. So we got to stop waiting for the perfect moment and create it instead. So now we're going to check out some stories from people who made major moves later in life and prove that it's never too late to chase your dreams. So let's get into it.
Yo, I don't know who needed this reminder today, but here it is. It's never too late to restart your life. It's never too late to say, today's the day. Today's the day that I'm gonna change my life. Today's the day where I stop disappointing people. Today's the day that I say the past is the past and I'm focused on what's ahead of me now. I don't care if the last 3 years, 4 years of your life were the worst years of your life. Make the next 4 to 5 years the best years of your life. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to the people that believe in you. And like I said, whoever needs to hear this, it is never too late to restart. And the sooner you decide to make that decision, the sooner it's gonna come, the faster your results will happen, and the better version of yourself will be introduced to you. God will never allow you to fall on your face without helping you up. God won't allow you to fall 6 times without helping you up 7 times. It is never too late. I believe in you, now believe in yourself. Go make your life better.
It's really never too late, especially when you're talking about 30s and 40s, because you start building your confidence and you're grounded when you're 30s and 40s. I feel like you could create so much more in that age than in your 20s. You're a child in your 20s.
Yeah.
You're really, really young. I can't tell you how small I felt in my mind if I look back at how I used to think in my 20s. Thank God I never got married then. Thank God I didn't start a business then.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't ready.
No.
Like only now, I'm 36, I'm turning 37, I'm still realizing I can discover that I feel like by 40, I could be in a really good place. And I'm proud of that. Ask me when I'm 25, I'm going to tell you, at 28, I want to be married and I want to have a business and I want to do this and I want to do that. It's not how it works.
Yes.
Give yourself the time, you know?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but it is never too late to go back to school. I'm somebody who went straight into college right after high school because that's what my parents wanted. And, you know, I graduated with my bachelor's in funeral services. And once you graduate, you need to take a board exam so you can become a resident and then a licensed funeral director. What a lot of people don't know is I was not mature enough to have that much seriousness in my life going on. I got my bachelor's done, okay, cool. I graduated and I took my board exams and I failed. I'm not ashamed to say it. Being the age that I am now and looking back on my life, I realized I was not mature enough to take those exams. I wasn't disciplined enough to sit down and study the amount that I needed to study in order to have a successful score on these tests. It wasn't about until 2 years after I graduated that I gained the discipline to like sit down with myself and tell myself, no, like you need to sit down. If you want to advance in your life, if you want this, if you want that, you need to sit down, study what you need to study to pass these exams so you can become further successful in whatever you want in life, which was to become a licensed funeral director at that time. And sure enough, I sat down, I put my mind to it, and I passed. Simple as that. Like, I would come home from working 12 to 14-hour days, sit home and come and study. That's not a... When I was 22 and I graduated out of college, like, I didn't have an excuse to not be able to sit down and study. I just did not want to. I did not have that discipline. So what I mean, when I say it is never too late, you are never going to go to school until you are ready. It doesn't matter if you're 40, if you're 60. You need to have that discipline with yourself to go back to school and do what you got to do to further success your life. It has nothing to do with, oh, I need to graduate high school, I need to start college now. It has nothing. Everybody has their own timeline. God redirects you when it is needed for your life, for your testimony. I am thankful to say that I am finally got everything that I wanted out of school, out of my career at this age, at 26. I'm proud to say that. But I wanted to make this video for anybody that might be thinking to themselves like, oh, I didn't do this, like I'm too old to do this already. You are never too old and it is never too late. God does, he makes no mistakes. He does everything exactly how it's supposed to be. So if you think it's too late to start a career, if you think it's too late to move, if you think it's too late to go back to school, it is not. And I hope this video finds you guys, to my audience that really needs to hear it. We're proud of you regardless.
Some of y'all think some of y'all, oh man, my life is almost over. I'm 60. What am I going to do? My life isn't working. Oh, I'm 65. Like, America made up that whole thing. You're old when you're 65. I'm 62. I'm 62 years of age, but I ain't 62 years old. You can be old if you want to at 35. No, yeah, I'm so old. Oh, my bones hurt. I'm so old. Well, stop it. Like we bought into this idea that as we age, we have to get weaker and sicker and less able to learn and less capable of doing. And well, I'm too old to learn this and I'm too old to try that and I'm too old. I can't teach an old dog new trick. Well, maybe that's true, but you ain't a dog. The reality is it's never too late. Here's what the scripture says. Unto him that is joined to all living, there is hope. And so if you got breath in your lungs and you got vitality in your body, it's clearly not too late. If God thought you was done, he'd have taken you out of here. I'm too old. But you don't understand. This runs in my family. Well, don't let it run up on you. Run it out of your family. Like we act like we're prisoners of circumstance. We act like we're victims of the way things are, and in reality, we're the victims of the way we are. Let's challenge ourselves to become more, to do more, to impact the world more. That's why we're here. God told the first man, he said, be fruitful. What does that mean? Produce on the outside based on what I put on the inside of you. Why? Because a fruit is a living organism whose seed is in itself. When God said be fruitful, he said, I put an aspect of my creativity inside of you as a seed. Make sure it shows up outside of you and around you so that it benefits somebody other than just you. And we go through life with all these excuses, and then we hear ourselves make the excuses, and we hear other people make the excuses, and then we buy into the lie that the excuses are reasons. The only person who's pretending to think the excuses are reasons are the people who are making them. Everybody else knows it's just an excuse. Like, let's step up and act like we're made in the image of a great God, and let's step out there and decide we're going to do some great things. God comes to this man named Abram. Like, everything in the story is so powerful and so important. His name is Abram. He's 75 years old. The name Abram means high or exalted father. He has no children. He's 75. Now, I don't know exactly what 75-year-olds spend their weekends doing, but it probably ain't painting a nursery for the coming baby. His wife is 65 years old. And I believe that Abram's name was the source of his shame and the source of his pain, because he's the high father who couldn't have any children. And so you talk about imposter syndrome. Talk about having a reputation for something you are not. Every time somebody called his name, it reminded him of his inability to produce. And God said, because you're in this land, a land of idolatry, because you're in this land of idolatry, and you're in this land where you've had 75 years for people to get to know your identity, time to go. It's time for you to leave the land where people know you for who you were, so you can become who I know I made you to be. And see, some of y'all are stuck like Chuck in a pickup truck in the identity of what other people have told you your whole life you're not. Can I get a witness? You ain't smart enough. You ain't tall enough. You're not pretty enough. You can't sing good enough. You can't dance good enough. You're not athletic enough. I don't even know why somebody like you even tries. And we've heard it so many times that we've begun to own the identity as if it's our identity. But God never told us what we aren't. He only told us what we are. And so if you're focused on what you aren't, you're listening to the wrong voices. Can I get a witness up in here?
A 50-year-old is 2x more likely to succeed than someone that's 30. Here's the bottom line is, age is not your barrier. Your mindset is, okay? Right? And it's never too late. I'll give you a few examples, okay? Michael Bloomberg got fired at 39. He started Bloomberg business shortly after. 15 years later, he was a billionaire. Today, he's 82 and worth $106 billion. He started at the age of 40, okay? You look at Henry Ford. He launched a T model, Ford affordable car, Henry Ford, at age 45. You look at Warren Buffett, who's 93 years old, big, 93 years old, worth $130 billion. $130 billion. He made 99% of his net worth after his 50th birthday. Okay? And this is my favorite one, last one. Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, was it?
Right? Colonel Sanders opened his first Kentucky Fried Chicken at the age of 65 and failed. And then he collected his Social Security money and then started franchising, and the rest is history. So here's my message. Get up, get going, never give up, and it's never too late.
Do not get distracted. Do not get distracted. Listen, we are in the last 3 months. We just gonna call it what it is. The last 3 months of 2023. And I don't want anybody to be so focused on time, because we serve a God who is the author of all time. So we're not even gonna be caught up in the new year, but I want you to not be distracted, to understand that the enemy uses the same tricks to keep you in bondage, to keep you repeating cycles, but you have the power to break free from it. It's all in a matter of, are you sick and tired of going through the same thing over and over and over again and never seeing your breakthrough? And how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to be set free? How bad do you want to stop repeating the same cycles? How bad do you want your life to change? How bad do you want to become the best version of yourself? How bad do you want it? Do you want it more than the air you breathe? Are you willing to do the work? Those are the questions you need to ask.
Yeah, we get so caught up thinking we missed our shot because maybe we've been through some stuff like heartbreak, loss, and failure. But trust me, I get it. Let me remind you, just because your journey took a different path doesn't mean you can't still go to where you want to go. Sometimes those detours are exactly what shaped you into the person you need to be to achieve your dreams. And She Risers, people are always going to have something to say, but They're not the ones living your life. Your dreams, your goals, they're yours. And the only opinion that matters is your own. Don't let anyone tell you it's too late to switch up, to start fresh, or reinvent yourself. You're never too old, too broken, or too behind to get started. Because transformation can happen at any stage in life. You just have to make the decision to begin. Whether it's a new career, starting that business, or even just working on yourself, you can make it happen. All it takes is the first step, and the first step can happen today. All right, She Risers. I hope you enjoyed these videos. Again, if you've been sitting on a dream or a goal, waiting for the right time, let this be your sign that it's never too late. Start where you are, use what you have, and believe in your power to transform your life. So if you enjoyed this video and it hit home for you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more, because we're all out here chasing dreams and growing together. Keep rising, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.